I'd like to welcome you to our Radnor Township Design Review Board. If you haven't already done so, we'd please ask you to turn off your cell phones. Please keep in mind these meetings are televised live, so when you approach the podium, please let us know who you are, the business you represent. If you've got plans, you can lay them out on the desk beside the podium. So before we start with the agenda, I'm going to ask David Knott to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice, and for all.
Thank you. Okay, first on our agenda tonight is DRB 2017-10, the application of Thomas Jefferson University at 789 East Lancaster Avenue in Villanova for 4 wall signs. Great. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Ron Patterson. I'm with Claire Harrison Law Firm at 1835 Market Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And with me is Ernesto Bentoncourt. He's a senior project manager at Thomas Jefferson University.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
If you like, I've got a handheld also.
Oh, sure. Thank you. So our sign package is mainly a change in copy. This is the top is the existing sign right here. Mm-hmm. This is our proposed sign. This is on the facade that's facing south. We want to withdraw this sign because we're still working on the copy.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that's really maybe the one that has the most concern and discussion.
All right.
So if we move then to the northern facade. Which will be located in the rear of the building here. Again, there's an existing sign above the doorway, and what we're proposing is a simple change in copy. It's within the allowable sign area that was approved for that. You'll see that the change in copy, existing says Bryn Marcus Center of Integrative Medicine at Jefferson, and we're proposing to change it to Marcus Institute of Integrative Health, Jefferson Health. And with the addition, which you cannot see on this rendering, 2 vinyl signs on the entry doorways. And that's the extent of our application.
Okay. The materials that you're going to use for those signs are going to be comparable to what's there?
For the flat wall, non-illuminated panel sign, correct.
Okay.
Just a simple change in lettering copy. On the doorway, it would be a clear vinyl attached to the inside of the window. Is that correct?
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Pretty clear cut.
So there's one sign you're going to need to bring back, is that correct?
Yes, we're still working on the copy. Is that correct?
So you'll be back to 6.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, good. Questions, Colin? Okay. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yep.
No additional lighting changes or anything like that to the signage?
Just a simple.
Just a copy change.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Ray, can I ask you just for clarification, just so people know that, those signs go above the 15 feet? Can you just quickly maybe explain why?
I think it was part of the agreement on the original building, but it was within the facade change area that they have open there. So it's kind of where the sign goes on the building.
Okay, great. All right, thanks, Ray. Okay. Any other questions for the board? You guys are good?
No, we're good.
Okay. Questions for the applicants? Colin, you want to take this first one?
Sure. In the matter of DRB 2017-10, Thomas Jefferson University proposed sign changes, motion to approve other than the, I guess, what facade is that?
Along Lancaster.
The south
The
facade.
south facade, motion for approval.
Okay, do I hear a second? Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great.
Great,
So
thank
we'll
you.
see you at a future meeting for that
Yes, you will.
south sign.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Next is DRB 2017-12, the application of Wayne Congregation of Jehovah's Witness at 163 Conestoga Road in Wayne for a monument sign. Hello there.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hiya.
My name is
name is Jude Friel. I'm representing the congregation. As you can see from the pictures that we had submitted, that we have right now a wooden sign there that has been deteriorating over the years, and we've been repairing and repairing. So we'd like to replace it with this monument sign. I believe you have pictures of that as well.
Yes. If you want to put them,
Yeah.
okay, great.
Okay. It will be made of an aluminum composite material. It's 4 feet high, 8 feet wide, and 9.5 inches thick. It will have black vinyl lettering and the blue jw.org logo on the right side. We're putting it exactly where the existing sign is, which is right here. So we're not moving position. It'll be a non-illuminated sign, similar to the one we have there now. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. The one problem you have, you're zoned residential, and you're above your square footage for that particular zone.
Okay,
So the sign's basically too large.
okay.
So I just want to give you exactly, if you give me 1 second there, let me find that. Different areas of the township, you're allowed different sign
Right,
size signage.
Okay,
All right. So signage for estates, farms, churches, recreational areas, and other permitted non-residential uses provided that the total sign area shall not exceed 15 square feet, and the sign height of any freestanding sign shall not exceed 8 feet above mean grade.
okay.
So I think you're,
So
large,
that, it's, you said 8 feet, this is only 4?
make sure I'm reading it right.
It's 32 feet, what was it? 40, what did you say, 40 feet?
15.
15 total square foot?
Yeah. The other thing also,
Yeah,
right? Looks like
that's the way I would read it, yeah, 15 square feet is 32?
yeah, so it's big.
Yeah, exceeds the minimum allowable,
All right, that's
under
fine.
that code section.
Okay, so is there any opportunity to put a variance in for that? Since it's covering the same, it's in the same location, the same size as the sign we have now, except the sign we have now, you can see through the bottom of it, it's just the wooden.
Yeah, I think the issue with the sign you have now, I don't know that the code would say that airspace,
Right.
that non-covered space, that probably wouldn't be included
Okay,
in the total square footage.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
So
I see what
with-
you're saying, the width may
Yeah,
be the
right,
same, but
right.
you got to account for the vertical signage square footage
Right,
as
I
well.
understand, okay.
Why is it, what are the footers on the original sign? Just, I kind of like the original sign. Passed by
Yeah,
this
well,
pretty fast.
we did too, but the maintenance on it, it's one of the old, it was a wooden sign. So
Okay.
it's constantly, we had to replace the wooden one and painting it and keeping it up
Yeah.
with the weather. Is-
So you
so
just
we-
sink it into some concrete footers, no?
No, we have it in concrete floors. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the actual sign itself.
Oh, okay.
From the weather, it just, you know.
Yeah, okay.
It just keeps deteriorating, so.
Well, I guess to answer your question though, about a variance, I guess you can go to the zoning hearing board, correct, Ray?
Yes, they could go to zoning hearing. The only other issue that we might have as a township, I know that this was an old or original sign, it would need to meet the site distances for the corners and all, so it would have to go to staff traffic
Right.
and be approved. So that may be something to look at first before it goes to zoning.
Yeah, it's funny, Ray, they're showing 7 feet 9 inches off the cartway in their plan, but, I go down that street all the time, and to me, it looks like there's a clear sight line. I
Yeah,
don't
from-
know, it might be a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
The
from the,
measurement.
from the stop sign on the corner, you can see clearly down Conestoga Road. There's no obstruction of sight at all.
Again, we
Yeah.
always check for any signs that are being
Right.
replaced or moved or altered
Sure.
in any way to make sure they meet today's
I'll
standards.
find out. I'll look at your codes, make sure that we got.
Well, we'll have staff
distance.
traffic do that also.
Okay, good.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So then I guess I'll just apply to the zoning board to see if I can get a
Or
variance.
kind of go back to the drawing board and see if you want to make, a sign no
Well,
larger than
the
15
problem
square
is,
feet.
as you can see, we have a Chinese congregation, so we have to have two names on it now, one in Chinese and one in English, so we need it to be a little bit bigger.
Any idea how large that sign is?
No, it's about 8 foot long and probably 24 inches top to bottom.
So it's pretty maxed out.
Yeah.
That's, okay, so roughly 16 square
Square
feet.
feet, yeah.
Okay. All right, comments? David?
No.
Colin? No. Any comments? No. Okay. The sign itself that you brought in tonight, was it going to be illuminated?
No,
Okay, no illumination?
no.
Okay.
No illumination.
All right, so the two major issues then are the size
Size,
and the setback.
setbacks from the
Right.
street. Okay.
Okay, any other things that you see that might cause a problem? Okay, so we're going to have to shoot this one down.
Right, I understand. No
Okay,
problem.
so-
We'll revise it either to size or,
Okay,
apply for a variance.
okay.
In the matter of DRB 2017-12, Wayne Congregation of Jehovah Witnesses, motion to deny the application.
Okay, do we hear a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Rate of procedure for this gentleman to go to the zoning hearing board? Should he just come and see or stop by your office? Okay, good.
Just stop it.
Okay, very good, thanks. Next on the agenda tonight is DRB 2017-13, the application of Eda Enterprises at 112 North Wayne Avenue in Wayne for a facade renovation. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, how are you? I'm Stacy Ballard from Eda Enterprises. And what I'm showing here at the bottom row is the existing Kids and Cribs facade, which is probably easily 30 years old or so. And it's wood and having a little bit of issue and is single pane glass there. So we would like to take that whole front out and match what was done at Main Point Books, which is this at the top. And that is this look here. So it would be aluminum, double paned, single door there, and then that sign band area just like Main Point Books would have as well. What I don't have a picture of, and I apologize, is on the side of the building, which would be wrapped around this corner here, is another single window, and that would have that same look with the smaller window on top. I believe that Kids and Cribs is going to come in next month and talk to you about signage.
Great.
And the change that they're going to do. So this really is just representational of what the facade and the glasswork would look like versus the signage.
Do you anticipate having the same type of lighting as you do with mainline books?
Yes. Yeah, it's nice. It'll finish off that building. Both storefronts will look the same. The middle storefront, or the middle entrance to the second floor offices was done. All of it'll be in aluminum, and it'll just, take that old building and kind of put that nice new twist on it.
The coloring will be the same as on
Yes.
the right side, even with
Yes.
the signage?
I'm sorry?
Even with the signage by Kids and Cribs, they will basically be in agreement with what the sign, with the font of the...
Yeah, they're going to need to come in, and that's going to be a separate application before you. But yes,
Okay.
they would, their signages are different, Main Point Books and Kids and Cribs, but it really is in the same area above the storefront.
But from a process standpoint, will they talk to you guys before coming in here? This way
We
they
have talked to them about it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's really very clean, simple lines, just more up to date.
Yep, okay.
Just a reminder, about the address number somewhere on the
Yes.
building? Okay. All right. Wally, questions, comments? Colin, you okay?
Is it going to be not to dig into your business, but is it going to be the same vendor? So it's going to be?
Yeah, it is the
okay.
same vendor.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Dave, you okay?
Yep.
Want to take this one?
Sure. In the matter of DRB 2017-13, I submit to the board's approval the facade renovation of 112 North Wayne Avenue.
Okay, do we hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Stacy. Okay. Next is DRB 2017-14, the application of Villanova University Pavilion at 800 East Lancaster Avenue in Villanova for facade renovation. Hello there. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Good. You guys have the zooming in there, or is that on my, oh, there we go.
Yeah. We've got our plans up here too, so
Okay,
we're in good shape.
I'm a little bit out of order, just because I thought it'd be easier to present this way. But
That's fine.
Okay.
Whatever
Same-
you're
same
comfortable
few
with.
slides, so.
Yeah.
Great, okay. So here's the site plan for renovation of the pavilion. The vast majority of the renovations are going on inside of the building, but we are doing a couple things to the facade. The main goal of the project from the exterior perspective is to move the main entrance. Right now, the main entrance is down the service drive and down into the lobby, across the street from the Davis Center. We're going to be moving the main entrance. We're going to be moving the main entrance closer more to where people are coming in, up in this area here.
Right by the pool.
Yes, by the
By the-
pool, correct. Yes. So here's a rendering of the proposed renovation. So there will be a new exterior plaza. And then the exterior facade, we're going to be opening up. So that triangular piece of elevation you see now, which is all brick, we're going to make into a curtain wall and storefront system. Cool. With a freestanding canopy in front.
And that's going to be the entrance there?
Correct, yes. Did include the technical civil site plan, and again, you can kind of see then in plan the new main entrance. The other piece of the exterior that I'll point out in plan is an addition of a canopy on the backside, what we're calling the VIP entrance. It really functions as that today already with the back parking lot. So what we're going to be doing, and there's a rendering coming up, is just adding a canopy over top of that for a little bit of protection. Again, freestanding. Building elevations. Oh boy, these aren't quite as clear as I was hoping. Hopefully you guys have them in front of you there. The top one is the southeast elevation, and the main piece of change for that elevation is basically a floor-to-ceiling strip window, about 7 feet wide, just to get a little bit more light into the building. That's the elevation southeast that faces kind of the football stadium. So there's really, it's kind of tucked in back there. The bottom elevation, you can see on the right side, is the new main entrance with the curtain wall. And then across the street from the Davis Center is another vertical strip window that matches the other side.
That's all along South Lathan with the southwest elevation?
So the right side is the left side of that bottom elevation is really the service drive.
Okay.
That comes down in between the
Okay.
two. Yeah, north, south, east, and west are a little
Okay.
funny in this building. In the interior, we consider the right side north, even though that's not really north. It's kind of where the
Okay.
stands were labeled back in the day.
Oh, I see. So that's the main entrance, that's the current main, right by the current main entrance right now.
Yes, yes. So the bottom left side of that,
Okay.
of that bottom elevation is the
Okay.
current main entrance, correct. The next two elevations are kind of the backside. So the top elevation is the county line road elevation, and we're really not doing anything to that elevation at all. The bottom elevation is the one that faces the parking lot, and you can see in elevation the new glass and steel canopy, freestanding canopy that's going up there. We have a rendering of that. I think it's coming up in a couple of sheets here. Provided just an enlarged look of the new main front entrance, and then a section off to the right, in case anybody's interested in that. Again, glass and steel canopy, curtain wall system on the front. Again, the canopy is freestanding. It gets close, obviously, for weather protection, but we're keeping the structures separate. And there's the rendering of the VIP entrance with the glass and steel canopy over top.
Is that actually an open canopy, or does it have a rooftop to it?
I'm sorry?
The canopy, is it actually open, or does it have a
No,
roof?
it's glass and steel.
Oh, it's glass,
Yep.
glass installed,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, the angle makes it look like there might be nothing there.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
no, it'll be glass.
Okay.
Will there be a slope?
There's a slight slope to it, yes, just slight, just for positive drainage.
Right.
Where's the drainage come down?
So it's going to be going down to the right side, and we're going to be bringing guttering back in. So we're going to have a single gutter on the right side and bring it back to a downspout along the column.
Gotcha.
And boot it in. Yeah, the artistic rendering didn't show that.
Okay.
And then a slide of just the main building materials. It's really pretty simple. The one on the left, we are going to be having to remove some brick and putting some of the exact same brick back that we salvage out. The curtain wall system is the second image on there. The third one is there's a band of ephes along the bottom facade. Some of it's gotten dinged up over the years. We're just going to be doing some repair of that. And then the last of the materials is the steel and glass canopy.
What type of window? Will it be a clear window or tinted?
Clear, yes. Yep, it'll be clear insulated glass.
Nice. Yeah. A lot of reflection off of that glass or not?
It shouldn't be too bad, no.
Okay.
No, just given the light. I mean, it'll obviously depend on the angle of the
Right.
sun and where everything is, given the day, but I think, that shouldn't be that
Just,
bad.
what's this? What's the hall across the street? Bartlett Hall?
Bartley Hall?
Barkley Hall. They'll have the issue with that.
Right, okay.
That is kind of the northwest, too, so the sun would be kind of
Sort of tucked back there too, right?
I'm sorry?
Sort of tucked back that entrance as well,
It
correct?
is, yes,
Yeah.
It's shaded right now.
yes.
Comments?
No?
Colin? What do you think?
The vertical windows between column lines C and B and 2 and 3, are those stair towers?
They're not. No, they're actually next to it is an elevator, new elevators that are going in. So it will be in line with kind of that elevator.
Got it.
So, question.
The lighting, external lighting,
Yes.
is that going to match basically what's on the campus now or what's there
Yes,
currently?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The light poles will stay that same sort of Gothic fixture
Right, okay.
that's on there now. Yes.
All right.
And I'm looking at the southwest elevation. Is there a cross already on the?
Yes, that's existing. It's just, it shows up a little more distinctly here than it is now. It's just built into the brickwork.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all existing.
I guess you'll come back for signage on the building?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right,
Absolutely.
so return for that. And how about landscaping? Is there going to be much change in landscaping or?
There will be a little bit, not to the, well, a little bit, I should say, along the, I think we're going to come back a little bit more specifically for that. We're going to, yeah.
You want to bring that in with your
but-
signage maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Right, yeah. I mean, generally speaking, along the new main entrance, there will be, and along the backside will kind of be a replacing of some of the older stuff that's there now.
Okay. And I guess all the mechanicals will be hidden the best they can?
Yes, they'll be along the backside. Yeah, they're kind of tucked in back here, sort of where grounds is. So, yeah, it'll be totally back of house. Correct, yes. I'm sorry, it's where the existing mechanicals are.
Okay. So what's the timetable on this project?
There's, right after graduation, I'm going to get started with some demolition, miss one season, and then hope to be in for the 18-19 season.
Right. Cool.
The roof being so visible on the facade, is that being replaced or
It is, yes, yep.
same TPO color and all
Same
that?
TPO color white, yes.
What do you think? Like it? Any other questions, Colin, David? No. You guys are good? Wally, questions?
No?
Any questions for the board? You're all right with everything? You guys okay?
Right.
All right. Colin, you want to make a motion for this?
In the matter of application 2017-14, Villanova University Pavilion Renovation and Facade, motion to approve.
Okay.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. And we'll look forward to seeing you back for landscaping and signage.
Signage, yes, please.
Okay,
Thank you.
great, thank you. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Yeah, working overtime.
Need that TV time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next is DRB 2017-15, the application of Villanova Conference Center at 601 County Line Road in Radnor for ground signs and directional signs. Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Okay, your name, sir?
John Townsend from Blackney Hayes Architects.
Good. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, you want to walk us through?
Sure. So we were here 2-3 months ago to talk about the canopy renovations
Right.
that we're adding onto the conference center. So I just wanted to kind of go back because the new signage around the rest of the facility kind of plays off of that. And so this is what we had shown before in terms of the canopy, the look of the signage and everything that we were going to have there. So what we've done basically is developed the rest of the ground signage, which I'll walk through now, but it all kind of goes back and plays off to this original
Right.
concept of signs. So this plan right now is all of the existing signs that are currently on the property, which is yeah, there's 11 signs currently, from the large sign down at the corner of Matsonford and County Line, as well as some of the interior wayfinding signs that get you through the complex once you're in there, and the small signs that are on the columns heading into the center from County Line or from Matsonford. And this sheet shows the proposed new signs and where their locations are, and including the new canopy sign that we talked about previously. So now we're looking at a reduced amount of signs. And so we have, the Matsonford entrance, the corner of Matsonford and County Line, and the main entrance the main entrance at County Line Road here. And this is the one that has the address, because we want that to be known as this is the main entrance into the space. That's the address. And then views and concepts for the other signs that are within the center once you get in, so you know where the ballroom is, where the registration, those kinds of things. And they all basically still kind of play off of that original sign. This main entrance sign, the sign at the corner of Matsonford and County Line, and the sign off of Matsonford, these would have the same illumination that the canopy sign has, which is to say that these are white acrylic letters that push through the metal sign, and they glow basically at night. And that's the only portions.
We can go ahead, we're just not on TV.
Okay. Those are the only portions that are lit on those signs, not the address, the entrance, those aren't illuminated portions.
Right.
The next sheet we have is the entrance area landscaping plans that kind of show the landscaping work that will happen, as well as where the sign placements are. So we have County Line Road out here at the main stone gate entrance areas. You can see the seasonal plantings and the little ground areas here, as well as the location of the sign as you're coming in. It's the third sheet. It's the Panoni.
Okay.
They do this. It's CS2003 at the bottom. So the top one is the County Line Road main entrance landscaping, sign it. The one on the left is the corner of County Line Road and Matsonford, showing the seasonal plantings and where the sign would be located there. And then the bottom right plan is the entrance off of Matsonford and showing the seasonal plantings that would happen there, as well as the single-sided illuminated sign.
The, why don't we kind of look at individual signage? So you're going to put 3 monument signs up, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you're allowed 75 square feet, and you're limited to a height of 10 feet above grade. So I think you meet that criteria. I don't think you have any problems with that. So we talked about they're going to be push-through letters. The letters are only thing illuminated at night.
Yes.
The background will be black.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The address number, that's always a sticking point.
Yes.
Are you going to put the addresses on those signs?
The address is on the main entrance sign
Okay.
only, which is the one off of County Line Road.
Okay. Ray, is that sufficient, you think? The address number on County Line?
Yes, we talked about, the official address is 601 County Line Road.
Okay. Okay. So on 3 monument signs, they just need 1 address? Okay. Good.
You wouldn't need another one, Ray?
David?
Ray, you wouldn't need another one at the corner of Matson Ford and, was it, I guess, the second entrance to the?
The second entrance comes off of Matson Ford, and I can't have a 601 County Line address on
Yeah.
a Matson Ford road.
Gotcha.
So we're sticking, help me out, Joe. What was our agreement for that second sign? Was this going to be an A entrance or a B entrance, or?
Yes, the idea was that, as Ray mentioned, the confusion of having a County Line Road entrance and
Gotcha.
Matson Ford Road street would cause that. And
Right.
the corner of Matson Ford Road and County Line Road, you're looking right at the property, so you can enter
Gotcha.
either direction.
Okay. Good. And Ray, any problem with sight lines? Should we ask the police to go out? They're pretty much in the current existing spots. I don't think there's been any issues, so, okay. All right, good.
And with the seasonal plantings, it's how high will they be going? This,
I think it's just like flowers.
just
and
flowers?
nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, good. All right, so we're good with the monument signs, the 3 monument signs, okay. You have 1 wall sign on there, you're allowed up to 40 square feet, and height from grade of 15 feet. I think you're fine with that. Okay. And I'm sorry.
I'm looking at some of the signage on the interior.
Yeah.
Do you need to have any particularly for fire? Basically, some sort of a signage like basically which building is which with your interior signs.
Just for identification.
Sorry, I'm like looking down at my head.
That's okay.
You have, how many are you? There's what, 1, 2, there's the interior signs.
4, yeah.
But shouldn't they have any indication of which, sign that correlates to the building, which building's which, so if there is an emergency? The fire,
I don't know, again, maybe that's a question for Ray.
Yes, the interior of the complex will have signs for the mansion building and for the hotel or the staying of the rooms and that type of deal. So that's what those signs will direct you to that building on the interior.
okay.
Right. Okay, good. So actually, why don't we call them instructional signs, because that's the official name, I guess, under our code, and you're allowed 14.7 square feet on those, and you're fine with that, too. So, and you have 4 of those. And they're going to be internally lit also with the push-through?
No, only the 3 monument signs and the canopy sign are eternally lit.
Okay. At nighttime, is it going to be a problem to see those, or is it just with parking lot lights, is that going to be enough to?
Yeah, the site lighting.
Okay, it'll be fine?
Yes.
Okay, good. What else, guys? You guys all right?
I'm fine, I'm good.
All right, Colin? Wally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
We
good.
also had
Oh, okay.
samples of the
Sure. Want to hold them up? I don't know. We can't really see too well. Can you see this?
So this is the wood panel and then just the black.
Nice.
Okay, good. All right. Any other question for the board? They're okay with everything? Gentlemen, everything's all right? Okay, good. All right.
In the matter of DRB 2017-15, I submit to the board for their approval the 7 ground signs and directional signage for Villanova University's conference center located at 601 County Line Road.
Okay, do we hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Brought a big team with them, didn't
Yeah.
I? Yeah. We're losing
I want to
our
know
audience.
what was, on the renderings, there was something that said bocce courts. I said, that looks fun.
Play bocce, it is fun. Yeah. Okay, next tonight is DRB 2017-16, the application of Vic's Sushi to Go, Sushi, at 1084 East Lancaster Avenue in Rosemont for a freestanding sign and an awning sign. Hello.
Good evening to the Design Review Board. It's Patricia Michon representing the landlord and the tenant. It was last year in 2013 for Subway signs, one to replace the Subway restaurant signs with Vic Sushi restaurant signs. On the pylon sign, we have the Subway sign. You can see, maybe you can't see, but it's in your package. The top half of the pylon sign with the Vic Sushi vinyl sign with only the letters illuminated per the code.
Great.
Then, regarding the awnings,
I'm sorry?
oh, that's upside down. Should I do the other one again?
The people at home are standing on their head.
The awnings, again, going to just replace the whole awning, but the same amount of lettering with the 8 inches high per the Radnor Township code for the lettering, same as the Subway, only 8-inch letters at a maximum per the code. Same forest green umbrella fabric, so the entire building is uniform.
So the Subway's leaving and these folks are coming in?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
You'll soon be able to enjoy sushi at 1084 East Lancaster Avenue. There's 4, I believe the tenant has 4 other locations. I think Abington, Philadelphia. I can't recall the others.
Good. It's pretty cut and dry. Yeah. Anything? Okay.
No.
We'll just have to be careful, too, about window signage.
Oh,
I think there's an open sign maybe in the Subway building, but
yes, the landlord's a stickler for any
good.
stickers and.
Great. Okay. And no tent signs outside, like A-frame type signs advertising today's
sandwich
specials or
board
anything? Right,
signs.
great,
That's for the code.
great.
We're aware of that.
That's good. All right. Pretty cut and dry.
I just noticed that the signs are already installed.
No, the awnings are not installed. The pylon sign did get installed by the installer who's out of Allentown because he did the previous ones, and so he thought it was pre-approved.
Yeah, I was
So
surprised to see you on the list because I drove by and I saw them in already.
The one, yes, the pylon sign has been installed, but the awnings, the installers went to install them, and frankly, it was me personally that tackled them. So there's no awnings there right now. They took down the Subway sign, the Subway awnings, and went to install, and I said, no, we do not have approval yet. So we were supposed to have a blank put in between Subway and Big Sushi, but he got that in behind our backs by mistake, so we're looking for that to be approved.
When are you guys opening?
They're hoping to open June 1st.
Good luck.
Cool. Great.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay. Any other questions for the board? Okay.
No, thank you for your time.
You bet. Thank you for being here. Wally, you want to take this one?
Sure, in the matter of application number 2017-16, Benny Lin, Vicky Liu Sushi, Inc. Motion to approve the application?
Okay. Here a second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You bet. All right, moving right along here. Next one is DRB 2017-17, the application of Blankney Hayes Architects at 819 Glenbrook Avenue in Bryn Mawr for facade renovation. Nope, okay. All right.
Nobody?
They're not here,
Oh.
evidently. Yeah. So we'll jump ahead to our last item on the agenda, which is DRB 2017-18, Brandywine Operating Partnership at 100 Matson Ford Road, Building Number 5 in Radnor for facade renovation and sign relocation. Hi there.
Possible to project images onto the screen from my laptop?
I believe so. Can you use his laptop?
I have a 3D model that illustrates the design more clearly than the 2D drawings
just-
will allow.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. There's a handheld up there, too. if it
Okay,
helps
great.
you out.
I was just saying I have a 3D computer model that I could rotate to illustrate the design intent more clearly.
Here comes our tech man.
Very good,
Okay,
thank you.
Good, thank you. Good, man. Yeah. Got a little dog up here. Looks good.
Wow, you got to be on TV.
Yeah.
Clean shaven.
Good.
Has it been that long?
Well,
I always shave the beard. I only have it during the winters. I always shave it religiously March 1st, so I guess it's...
I guess, yeah,
I guess
I'm pretty sure it cleaned in March.
Maybe, I guess.
All right, good.
You're the second person that's mentioned that to me today.
Uh-huh.
I saw a client, I go, there's a beard.
Yeah, right. Thanks for helping me out with that. Just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure. You know.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, a little bit. You're used to it, right?
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not an attorney. So
No.
Make sure I'm reading it
Just
correctly.
play one on TV.
Yeah, that's all. Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. My
You-
name is Patrick McGranigan. I'm a design principal for Granum AI, architecture firm in Radnor. And we have a fairly modest proposal as a renovation to this existing building on the Radnor campus.
Sorry, is your mic on there?
Very good, thank you. Is that better?
Great.
Very good, thank you. Again, my name is Patrick McGranigan. I'm an architect with Granum AI. We have a fairly modest proposal as a renovation to this existing building at Radnor Corporate Center. This is Building 5, as the image suggests. About 4 years ago, we presented a renovation scheme for the building at the lower entrance. This building has two principal entrances. One is at the lower parking lot side, and this is the upper entrance. This is generally considered the main entrance of the building, but because it's accessed in a fairly dark kind of corner of the building, it's understated to a degree that doesn't benefit the building owner, Brandywine. So we renovated the entrance at the lower level about 4 years ago, and now we're doing something similar on the upper floor to kind of tie them together. So this is the illustration of the existing condition, the view looking back toward Matson Ford Road. This is the bridge connection from this drop-off point in this entrance of the building that leads to the upper floor of the two-story lobby. That's the extension of the bridge, and you can see a bit of the lobby entrance that we created 4 years ago. That's the lower entrance. At the upper entrance adjacent to the bridge, there's a stair leading down to one tenant space. That's the stair. And the sign that we'll talk about in a moment is this current sign. This is a consistent sign used throughout the campus. And the bridge once again. A continuation of the bridge, and then leading toward the entrance. So this is the main entrance of the building. The scheme that we've developed for the building, again, consistent with the design we proposed 4 years ago, which is just a simple modern form clad in a white metal panel, is essentially taking those same architectural elements and extending them the length of the bridge to tie them together visually, so there's some connection between the two entrances. That's a principal objective of the project. At the Matson Ford Road side, we are resurfacing the materials along the sidewalk, which is today concrete, and it's been deteriorating for some time. So the concrete will come out along the sidewalk for the extent shown, and as documented in the drawing submittals that you have a copy of. And we're replacing the guardrails along the side of the bridge, which are steel pipe rails in a fairly poor condition. They've been rusting for some time and repainted continually. So it's a glass rail system, which steps in and kind of takes a more interesting movement around the columns. There's some bluestone that's also carrying down the side of the bridge, and sort of an all-surface kind of trowel-applied flooring that's very consistent with the existing condition. It has a grit in the material, and it's basically a fluid-applied surface. We're removing a tall wall which exists here. It's basically almost at shoulder height, and just to open the space up more clearly visually, and we're replacing it with a glass guardrail. There's no real improvements made to the stair going down to that one tenant space that I mentioned earlier, but we are going to make some improvements to the rail in this area. We also have a small planter that's basically just a curb with a small planted area with some ground cover. And we have an element that serves as sort of an archway or gateway that leads you into this building. And it's an extension, again, clad in the same white coated metal panels that runs the length of the bridge, terminates at this point. And as you can see, we're cladding the edge of this floor slab as well. So you sort of tie those together and physically join it and visually join it to the lower entrance. And it extends beyond the building volume. It is supported by this column and extends out beyond that, cantilevering out, turning, and folding down. So it joins both of those entrances, the entrance to the lower tenant and the principal entrance for the balance of the building's tenants. The one sign that you saw in the photograph, it has a position here that's parallel to the curb, and that's proposed to be relocated to this position parallel with the new glass guardrail. We're also making some improvements to the ceiling areas, the exterior ceiling areas, a better material, better lighting. And that's essentially the scope. It's a fairly modest project, but I'd be happy to answer any questions you have with regard to the architecture.
Is there going to be an exterior lift to be ADA compliant, or do you get able to get around it through having the interior elevator?
We have this entire walkway is ADA compliant, as is the lower entrance. So there's a curb ramp at the lower entrance that was installed 4 years ago, and that's all at grade, leading in a very gentle slope up to the building entrance, and that's the lower level of the lobby. And then the ramp today is essentially level. There's a very slight ramp from a point roughly here down toward the sidewalk, but it's ADA compliant.
Colin, what do you think? No comments? Looks good.
That's great. Well,
I don't have any questions.
yeah. Looks like it's very tasteful, and is that kind of a plan you guys are going to do with the other buildings? Kind of
it's
mimic some of the elements on other buildings?
I shouldn't speak for Brandywine, but in my experience, because I've been involved in renovations for the other two of the other buildings on campus, typically it's related to tenant needs.
Okay.
And it's done on a case-by-case basis as the need arises and as they're looking at the buildings from a long-term maintenance standpoint. So I'm not aware of other plans that are made, but it's typically there are improvements that Brandywine makes for these facilities on this campus.
How about any changes to lighting that we should be aware of?
Well, the lighting that's proposed is basically in the underside of the ceiling, the length of the bridge. That'll be an improvement to what's there today. It's fairly dark.
Okay.
As well as lighting in the upper ceiling areas. I have the drawings on my computer. I'd be happy to bring it up if you have specific questions in that regard.
And what about from rain and drainage on top of the cantilever roof?
Yeah, it's a great question. A bit of a challenge trying to keep the roof as narrow as possible for that modern aesthetic, but we have built in a structural gutter along this edge and this edge, and there's a rainwater conductor in this corner that runs within this vertical wall.
So just that column itself will be able to support the load?
It does, yes. We've scanned the column for reinforcing,
Yeah.
and to make sure that the bolted connections and the big curved plate that we have encircling it is missing those reinforcing bars.
Yep.
And it's been fully engineered by a structural engineer as part of the team. Bit of a challenge, but
Nicely done, looks great.
thank you.
So the sign is going to be exactly that same sign, just relocated?
That's the intent,
Okay.
and that's consistent with the other sign program elsewhere on the campus.
Looks good, I don't know.
Oh, we're also moving the post office box that was in the original photo that I showed you, and that's something I'll negotiate with the post office itself.
So the new sidewalk you're putting, is that consistent with the property, or is that just?
I'm sorry?
The new sidewalk, it looks like.
The
is
new
that
sidewalk was...
somewhat consistent with what's
Yeah,
in other buildings, or not?
It is for this building and also for the adjoining building, Building 4, where my firm is located. We renovated this 4 years ago and extended bluestone to come out to the curb, so all of this is bluestone. So it's really knitting together with that same building vocabulary. So that'll tie this building in both the entrances in a very consistent way. Building 4, adjacent to this, was done with the same material with a little different geometry under a different design intent.
Looks good.
That's good.
Do you have any other questions for the board or comments to the board?
No, I don't think so. We see it as consistent with the building vocabulary that was approved previously. So it is a fairly modest project, no enclosed space.
Right.
Just trying to make a better entrance for the tenants.
Sure. Any other comments? David, Colin, you're good? Don't forget your permits. Okay. There you go. Okay, who wants to take the motion?
I'll do
Want
it.
to finish it up? Okay.
Motion to approve application number 2017-18, application of, is it Paul Molino?
Yes.
Paul Molino. Motion to approve?
Okay. As submitted.
What's that?
As submitted?
As submitted?
Okay, good. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for allowing us to use the technology. Appreciate it.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we'll make one last call for DRB 2017-17, the application of Blankney Hayes Architects, 819 Glenbrook Avenue in Bryn Mawr for facade renovation, and it doesn't look like the applicant is here, but yes, Ray?
Would the board consider continuing it as opposed to denying it?
Positively, yeah. So we'll continue the application until June, and that'll be
They put a
June
request-
14th.
Did they request a continuance? I mean, I wouldn't deny it anyway, I just
Yeah.
kind of,
I think the point is, if you ask to continue it or continue it, there's no new application. If you deny it, then he has to reapply.
Yeah,
and
no.
do it. So-
Okay, yeah, that's no
Just
problem.
curious, it just didn't show up. Just odd.
We'll love to have him back.
Yeah.
Okay, any other old business for our board or new business? We're in
Not that
good
I'm
shape?
aware of.
Okay. Looks like that's it. We'll see you next month.
Okay.
Great, thank you.